love can be very painful. I subconsciously taught myself how to push love away because I got so hurt. Different situations while I was growing up hurt me, and so therefore I subconsciously taught myself how to live without being affected by love. So I became this sort of machine without any love. I pushed all the love away because I was so hurt. I was so hurt by so many different situations. And this is a common thing. We all have these traumas. We're all traumatized. Everyone. There is no one without trauma. And I didn't even know that I was traumatized until maybe 2 years ago. I started to realize that I held a lot of traumas within. And I was sure that I had no traumas because I never got raped when I was younger. I never went through any what I considered to be a traumatic experience. In my head, I believe that a trauma is if you get raped or you're in a very horrible situation, in a war. These kind of things, that's what I thought a trauma was. But as I came to this realization about 2 years ago that a trauma can be very subtle. It can be very small traumas that affect us in a very powerful way. We get so affected by these tiny little traumas. And even when we recognize them and see them, that okay, actually this is something that has affected me for a long time, negatively. Recognizing them is great. If we can see this, the wisdom, that's the wisdom, right? It's a wisdom to be able to see them and recognize them and to admit them to yourself. It's ignorance to not see them. It's even more ignorance to see them but still not admit them. So you have to recognize them and admit to yourself that this has traumatized me and affected me, but this is a trauma that has been affecting me negatively for a long period of time or a short period of time. And traumas can happen. You traumatize yourself every day. Like, especially when you hold on to negative states of being. That is a trauma. Like, that's literally what a trauma is. A trauma is only a trauma as long as we're holding on to it. It's a negative state of being that we're holding on to. And sometimes we don't recognize it. And then it really affects us subconsciously we live our lives negatively. But if we, or when we recognize the traumas, we can start to overcome them and live our lives in a more positive way. Although just recognizing the trauma is not enough. Recognizing the trauma, looking at it, admitting it to yourself, it's great. That's how we overcome. But sometimes we overcome a trauma and we believe to be free from this trauma, but it hits us again later in life. This is the struggle for many. We believe ourselves to be free. We experience, maybe we have an experience of surrender. We surrender to this negative state of being and we let it go. And we think we're free of it. And our life starts to be lived in a more positive way again. We open our hearts, we feel love, maybe even ecstasy and bliss. And this is the danger here. When you think that you're free, no escape is possible. Don't think that you're free. The biggest danger, from my experience, is to believe that you're free. Just because you managed to overcome a certain trauma and you surrendered to a higher power than yourself, or a higher power than the self, that the person that you believe yourself to be. You surrender to something higher, beyond your control. And maybe your life turns around and everything becomes very beautiful and loving, and all your relationships sort of begins to heal. And you begin to heal. But then life hits you again. And again, and again, and again. And there's no stopping to this. There is no stopping to this. That's why in Buddhism they say life is suffering. Because life is suffering. But life is also joy, happiness, ecstasy and bliss. So don't get too attached to the idea of life is suffering. Because it is also joy. So we walk through this life and we have experiences, situations that occur beyond our control all the time. You don't have any control. And when you can see this, that's when true healing can start to begin. That's when true healing can begin. When you see that life has its own mystical unfolding and it's beyond your control, and you surrender completely to this, you give up everything because you see that there is nothing that you can control. No matter how many times you overcome traumas and difficult situations, you will always be presented with new ones. No matter how many times you overcome traumas and difficult situations, you will always be presented with new ones. Always. There is no escape from this. You can only surrender your control. You can only surrender your control. Give up your free will. Give up the idea you have about life. Give up your beliefs. Give up. Give up. Give up your wildest dreams. Give up your plans for the future. Give up. No one has ever lived the future that they imagine. You can believe in all these law of attraction and manifestation techniques and magic and all this stuff. It's all relatively true. But in the end, you don't have any control. You don't have any control. And people will always hurt you. Situations will always hurt you. Life is suffering, but it is also joy. Life will present you with so much joy, so much abundance, so much love, gratitude and appreciation. But life will also rape you. But there is no suffering, and there is not even joy. You see? Transcend all of these concepts. Go beyond all concepts. Enter into the void. Where nothing ever happened. Enter into the void. where nothing ever happened, and live your life from here. Or watch your life being lived from here. Don't live your life from anywhere. Just watch it. When you're living life, life is raping you. But when you're not living life and you're just watching it, how could you ever be raped? I pushed away love because I was so hurt. I was so traumatized. And I held on. I was afraid. I didn't want to get hurt again. I pushed the love away because love was hurting me. Love hurt me so much that I became a machine. Love hurt me so much that I became a machine. Only when I could see this could I overcome this. I recognized that something was way out of source. Something was way out. Life is painful. And we will always suffer life. But we will also enjoy life. So, what to do? When you suffer, just send love to the ones that hurt you. Pray for the ones that hurt you. When you're angry or upset about or towards someone that hurt you, you manifest more evil outcomes for them and yourself. When you hold on to the hurt, to the trauma, you create evil in this world. The only way to live at peace, in harmony, is to love the ones that hurt you. Love the ones that hurt you. Love everyone unconditionally. And you will get hurt more. Even if you come to this realization now that, okay, I'm gonna love everyone, they will still hurt you. And you have to love them again and again and again, and you have to keep on loving. And just keep loving. Pray for the ones that hurt you. And truly pray for them inside your heart. Forgive them, for they know not what they're doing. That's what Jesus said when he was nailed to a cross. I forgive them, for they know not what they're doing. That's how much love he had. And this story gives me goosebumps. This story is a great inspiration for everyone on this planet and beyond. Whether you're a Christian or a Hindu or a Jew or a Muslim or whatever religion or spiritual practice that you follow, or if you're an atheist, if you don't believe in God, if you don't have any sort of insight into yourself, if you are totally disconnected with reality and you live like a machine, you can still take these words to your heart and see the truth in them. Forgive them, for they know not what they're doing. Forgive, 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 even when they nail you to a cross. And let you die and suffer, torture you. Forgive them, forgive them, forgive them. The more anger you hold onto, the more frustration you hold onto, the more evil you create in the world. When we are angry, we don't wish the best for the ones that hurt us. I'm sure you can relate to this. If you're angry, if someone hurts you and you're angry at them, you're not wishing them the best. You're subconsciously praying for them to be hurt. You're subconsciously praying for them to be hurt because you are hurt and you want them to get even more hurt than they hurt you. Therefore, when anger arises, which it does arise, it's there, anger, frustration, and other evils will always be there, and they will arise when you get hurt. So what can you do then? Let go and forgive, 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 and truly forgive. And there are many practices out there. I don't know which one is best for you, because there is no ultimate practice best for everyone. That's the beauty of this world. We all have to find our own path. It makes it a little bit more interesting. But what do? I meditate. I chant mantras. I do yoga in the form of asanas, like stretching yoga or yoga for strength, like physical strength, building muscles, subtle muscles. I don't need to be a big gym guy. I just need the subtle muscles. For that brings me to spirit. I draw. I listen to music. And I guess my recommendation is that you do whatever feels right for you to do to overcome your anger and frustration. Go out running and run until you're so exhausted that you can't be angry anymore. Push-ups, do push-ups until you're so exhausted you can't be angry anymore. Go boxing, punch your boxing bag until you're so fucking exhausted that you can't be angry anymore. Whatever works for you. Sit down in meditation and work with yourself on a subtle level. Let go of the anger on a subtle level. Because this is when true healing begins. When you can actually sit with yourself in stillness and let go of the anger on a subtle level. But it might be very difficult to do this when you are angry. So first, exhaust yourself. Run or punch a boxing bag or do something to physically exhaust yourself. And then also meditate. When you're exhausted, you're so exhausted that you can't be angry anymore. Then you sit with yourself and you let the anger go on the subtlest level. Now you can pray for the one who hurt you. Send them your loving thoughts. Pray for their clarity. Truly and genuinely wishing them all the best, all of your love. Visualize or imagine yourself hugging them inside your heart, heart to heart. You hug and you say, I forgive you. I forgive you. And I love you. don't have to physically go and do this. You can do this within yourself. You can imagine, visualize how you meet this person and you make friends with them, or you forgive them and you hug them heart to heart, and you forgive them and you love them. And then see what happens. This person might hurt you again and again and again and again. And what do you have to do? You have to forgive again and again and again. And you have to exhaust yourself. Make yourself so tired you can't be angry anymore. And then meditate, visualize, imagine how you forgive. You forgive and you love. I find this to be a very helpful technique to overcome anger and frustration. And feel free to play around with this, because the more you forgive and the more you love, the better your life will be. The more you hate, stress, and the more you are frustrated and angry, your life will not be easy. It will not be easy. You limit yourself. You put yourself in prison. So the more you're able to forgive and love, the better your life will be. And it's hard. It is hard. It's not easy. But who wants to play easy? Imagine how boring it would be if everything was easy all the time. When we overcome hardships and pains, that's like true appreciation and gratitude for life. Overcoming hardships and pains. It makes life so much better. Of course, it's awesome to live in peace and harmony. But it's not the goal of life. The goal of life is the journey. The journey is the destination. It's a journey without goal. You're not gonna reach any goal. You imagine a future. Oh, when I'm here in that place, then everything will be good. No. No one has ever lived the future that they imagine. No one has ever lived the future that they imagine. You can only live now. You can only be now. You cannot be later. It will not be better later. It will not be good later. It can only be good now. And if you're angry now, you'll be angry later. If you're happy now, you'd still be angry later. You see, there is no escaping. You will get hit by life over and over and over again. The best way is to not be identified with the concept of the person that we believe ourselves to be. If you truly look at this person, where is the person? I can't find any person, but I can find a set of thoughts, experiences, and beliefs, which I combine into a concept that there is a person. I put all these experiences, thoughts, and beliefs together and create a fake illusion of a person. But there is no person there. God is the silence between thoughts. Recognize this silence. Be one with this silence. And don't identify with any person. Don't identify with this body. See the bigger picture. And life can never hurt you. Life can never give you anything at all. Remember